man itself is a cancerous tumor that has eaten into the very fabric of our existence.
It is commonsensical and logical that if it takes a man with 2 legs.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Nigerian justice system has failed the common man.
And the reason why that girl presents her body to that lecturer for malpractice is because she is fully aware.
And in our own education system, corruption is a culture. How can bribery not be a way of life?
Hello and welcome to the Expression Debates, brought to you by Young Stars Foundation with support from DFID Nigeria and other partners. This youth initiative is designed to increase the voice of youth and their active participation in contemporary national issues. My name is Divine Prince Abbey, and joining me in the studio today is
Mariam Junedu, and I am happy that you could join us on today's episode, which promises to be fun and engaging. It's been a battle of brains, wits, and oratory as 32 audacious undergraduate teams from over 20 tertiary institutions in Nigeria emerged from the regional auditions in Enugu, Lagos, and Abuja to get to this grand finale. It's been quite a journey.
Yes, Miriam, it has been quite a journey because we have seen 32 teams battle all through the elimination series, all the way into the semi-finals, where we have just 16 teams remaining. And it has been an emotional journey too, because we've seen such amazing teams drop out of the competition. But that's the way competitions are, right? One person wins, another person loses. But the star prize of 500,000 Naira is still up for grabs. Second prize is 300,000 Naira. And third prize is 200,000 Naira.
You know, just hearing that amount of money is giving me chills. For an undergraduate, even as a graduate, it's not going to be a bad idea to be a part of this competition.
Oh yes, that is a lot of money indeed, right?
Anyways, today promises to be worth your time as viewers get to win stuff too. We'll go on a short break now, and when we return, we'll give you the highlights of today's package. Stay on this channel.
Welcome back to the Expression Debates, brought to you courtesy Young Stars Foundation with support from DFID Nigeria and other partners. Now, this youth initiative is designed to increase the voice of youth and encourage their active participation in contemporary national issues. So, Miriam, what do we have for our amazing audience today?
We have a lot of exciting stuff for you guys. Today, 2 teams are going to be debating on the topic: the proposed salary increase for civil servants will lead to the increase of civil service productivity and contribution to national development. So since this is an elimination series, each team stands just one chance, just one, to make it to the grand finale and closer to the star prize of, wait for it, 500,000 Naira.
Wow.
I'm not going to get used to saying that.
Yes, I don't think I'll get used to saying that too, but they just have one chance. You said one chance to bring them closer to getting that star prize of 500,000 Naira. Now remember, you as the viewer at home, you're not left out because you stand a chance of winning some amazing prizes. You can get recharge cards, and also you can join our campaign, I Choose Integrity, and stand a chance of winning some other very, very cool prizes.
So to participate and win, log on to our website on the screen or check us out on our social media platforms for more information.
Today's topic is the proposed salary increase for civil servants in Nigeria will yield to civil service productivity and contribution to national development. Wow, what's your take on that?
For me, I'm not a civil servant, but I'm just going to speak on the general notes.
Okay.
When you increase people's pay, you
It's more
tend
motivation,
to,
right?
exactly, so
Naturally.
more money, more productivity. That's all I can say. But
is it that simple? I don't know. We're not debaters,
we're not
right?
debaters, but I'm very sure our debaters will shed more light on that. But before we go to the debate arena, let's just go to the streets and see what Nigerians have to say about this. We'll be right back.
This as a commission has a lot of people in it, you know, the elderly ones, young ones, and if you see the social strata, you have the young ones, very hardworking, and then they are the workforce. You have the elderly ones and you have the kids. So it's like it's in 3 divisions. So the workforce in between have more loads on them. So I feel they should be encouraged financially, and also incentives for the elderly ones that will be going out of service, so that once they are retiring, once they have to retire, they have something as a backup, because you have people who want to retire.
It definitely will. There's a big cry out there for a lot of civil servants' salary enumeration to be made much better. We go to the same market with people that work with international organizations and all that, and they get good pay. We go to the same hospitals, everything, and you can't compare someone who gets 1.5 a month and someone who gets 75,000 naira a month. It's not comparable. So truly, civil service enumeration should be worked on.
In Nigeria, both in presidential office, there's corruption inside there.
Wow, some very, very interesting views there from Nigerians. You know, it's always very interesting to see Nigerians share their views. You know, we're very vocal people, you know. But we're not just going to hear from Nigerians about what they have to say about this topic. We'll hear from the debaters themselves about how they'll debate for and against this motion. It should be an interesting one, Miriam.
This is like my favorite part.
Of course,
So
same here.
today we'll be having Team Dubai from the Federal University of Technology, Owerri, and Team Silva from the University of Lagos.
Team Dubai this morning proposes and supports the notion that increased salaries for the civil service in Nigeria will increase their productivity and their contribution to national development. And currently, according to the National Bureau of Statistics July 15, 2017 report, the Nigerian civil service employs over 2.6 million Nigerians who happen to have a lot of dependents on them, particularly people of the middle class. The problem there is that there is a culture of demotivation that currently exists because these civil servants feel the government is insensitive to their service. A poll conducted by Information Nigeria replied that 45% of Nigerian civil servants, particularly in 2010, are unsatisfied with their job, primarily because of the lack of pay or then with the commensurate level of pay that they want from the government. So the problem is that if the government accedes to the claim and the desires by the labor union to give them higher pay, it will significantly motivate these individuals to collaborate with themselves and be more satisfied with their jobs and then work better. Increase in the civil service payment of salaries and wages would significantly undermine their susceptibility to corrupt practices and self-aggrandizement. This is because when you increase their salaries, you increase their purchasing power, you give them more finances to override the devaluation of the currency and the inflation that stands at 12.8% according to MBS reports of 2016, and you make them less susceptible to corrupt practices and enhance their abilities to rationalize moral compasses that will not make them susceptible to corrupt practices. Finally, we tell you that the increase in the salaries and wages of civil servants will effectively create the workable environment and incentivize the government to create better structures. We recognize that Nigeria has a lot of budgetary constraints. So when government actually creates this policy and allows the implementation of a new minimum wage of 56,000 naira, it is going to empower the civil servants to look beyond the depleted working environment that they have and also exist with themselves, because, hey, everyone would always be happier with a higher pay. People that are naturally happier have 12% more productivity rates than people that are not happier in their workplaces. And that is what we posit from the opening comment. Thank you.
Panel. An increase in my salary does not determine how buoyant I am, but rather my ability to effectively spend the amount of salary I get in that state because of cuts are not high. So we tell you that when Professor the Vice President, Yemi Osinbajo, attempted to increase remuneration recently. He noticed that the budget was already taking about 70% to remuneration of civil servants, leaving just 30% for capital expenditure. Now, what does capital expenditure actually do for us? It gives the country more money. The moment we want to increase our salary, right, what we do to them is that we reduce our capital expenditure, we reduce our income for the state, making things inevitably expensive for everybody in the country. So the moment things become expensive in the country, what do we get as a negative effect from the minimum wage increase that they want to do? So firstly, we see a rise in inflation. So the moment you give people more money, you increase the money in circulation, you see how prices will immediately hike up and everybody in the state would not be available, would not be able to afford this product. This is terrible and ridiculous in a nation like Nigeria. But what is the best incentive we can get? So when Professor Yemi Osinbajo talked about this thing, he said that there are two alternatives that we can do. We can choose to increase the minimum wage, which they want, or we can use living incentives, give them other things. They still maintain their basic salary, let's not forget this. But we create environmental factors that make it easier for them to exist in this country. For example, health insurance, better education services for their children. We make their mortgages lower, we give them loans, things that actually promote their existence in this state. Can we do this in Nigeria? Yet, what did Professor Harold tell us in 2016? He told us that what satisfies citizens is actually their purchasing power. And what increases purchasing power is the fact that the economy is good and that even though you don't have so much money, the money you have is sufficient for you to buy things because you do not have so much cost to cater for. Panel, give me a financial incentive and I will ask you for a reward. But give me a moral inclination to work for the state and I will give the state contribution. Tim Silva's words.
If you're just joining us, this is The Expression Debates brought to you by Youngsters Foundation with support from DFID Nigeria and other partners. Now, this youth initiative is designed to increase the voice of youth and encourage their participation in contemporary national issues.
16 teams battling, arguing for the star prizes of 500,000 naira, 300,000 naira, and 200,000 naira for the first, second, and third places, respectively. You know, at this point, I think I need to air my view.
Okay.
Did you see the first speaker from Team Dubai?
I saw
Just
him.
doing his thing, so eloquent, very confident. He was out of this world. His facts and figures were just, I mean...
Well, he did well, but I think I prefer the first speaker from Team Silva. I think she did amazing. You know, the energy, the passion she put into it, she was really into it. And then she gave some good points too.
Oh, well,
right?
she did, but not as... Anyways.
But we'll find out from the second speakers of both teams. Let's see if they'll do justice to this topic as well, right? Let's see if they'll do as well as the first speakers even.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud to stand for the 0.3% of the 77 million people, as said by Sondai report, that hold our economy together. These are people that when they are disenfranchised, they have the ability to create immense amount of harm to a large number of people. Ladies and gentlemen, as evidenced by in 2003, when there was the monetization of the fringe benefits of civil servants, what happened after then was that there was an increase, there was a decrease in the inflation rates from 2.58% to 1.35%. This was the very same people that in their side they say don't matter. Ladies and gentlemen, let us look at the reality that surrounds the office of civil servants. That would give you a justification why you should increase their wages. First, the jobs are not flexible. So you see civil servants doing one same thing every single day. So they need some form of emotional and psychological support and security when they know that the state of the economy is not good enough to cater their every single need. So we need to give them more money so that we can be able to support them so they can have more proficiency in our society. Thirdly, ladies and gentlemen, is when we realize that at some point these jobs are not static because of political demagogues that remove them from power. In my state, Imo State, 3,000 civil servants were suspended arbitrarily by the president in 2015. This was said by Channels TV. So you realize that even as civil servants in offices, they are not static. So it can create a amount of problems for them within that office, and they require some form of emotional closure to become more productive. I've never ever been so proud to oppose. Thank you.
What Chinwe has brought to you in today's debate is that at the end of the day, intrinsic motivation such as incentives, improving the education of the children of these civil servants will at the end of the day increase their productivity at the long run. It is very important for us to understand that in Nigeria today, moral inclination or the attitude towards work is very discouraging in our society. That is why we have politicians who we even pay so much amount of money and little productivity are gained from this individual. It totally results to that these individuals are not motivated enough to become productive in their nations to ensure nation building. What we bring to you is that if we don't solve the problem, the cause of the problem, which is ensuring people have a moral obligation to their work by providing incentive, intrinsic incentive, at the end of the day, we don't get a sustainable productivity within nation building. This is what we tell you when we tell you that incentive, like monetary incentive, would only result to temporary compliance. As stated by the proposition, that people would always go on strike frequently to ask for more and more and more. So when you increase the wages of, ASU staff, what you have after 5 years is people coming to want more, and so there will be incessant strike. This is to show you that monetary rewards don't necessarily ensure that these individuals are productive by nature. Chinwe tells you in our case that when you increase the salaries of these individuals and you don't solve the economic problems within the society, they don't still gain, buying power within that particular society. You only just keep on increasing, and at the end of the day, people begin to suffer, and that is not how you make people productive. We tell you in our speech that at the end of the day, when people are financially invested within certain circumstances, what they only expect is a return. But when people are emotionally attached or emotionally invested in their work, they would want to contribute. Contribution only leads to productivity, and this is the way we can ensure that there is a sustained productivity in nation building. You must understand that for individuals to retain their stance within the society at the long run, these individuals must be rewarded and incentivized in such a way that they do not necessarily spend their basic wages, but these people have a lot to attain within the society, and these are benefits of the civil service. Gladly, Tim Silva.
Wow, not bad at all. I mean, those second speakers did pretty well. Silva, to me, Silva is taking this home. I think, I think Silva.
For me, I can't really decide at this point because both teams, they spoke intelligently, and so this is a very tight corner for me. So I think I'm just going to go 50-50 on this.
50-50 again. You're standing on the fence as usual. But I go with Tim Silva though.
Okay, we are not the judges, so let's just go to the scoring board and see what the judges have decided. We'll be right back.
Wow, so there you have it. Team Dubai has won.
You know,
Why are you rejoicing? You were sitting on the fence.
No,
You didn't root for Team Dubai.
I was thinking.
You were thinking, but you didn't say it.
Dubai.
I don't know what's on your mind. But anyway, congratulations to Team Dubai. They've taken this one home. Wow. We wish them all the best. They've made it all the way to the finals. And, wow, this should be very, very interesting, right?
And don't forget our esteemed viewers, of course, you're not left out. You can participate in our weekly quiz to stand a chance to win recharge cards, and also join our campaign, I Choose Integrity, to stand a chance to win lots and lots of exciting prizes. To participate and win, log on to our website on the screen or check us out on our social media platforms for more information.
At this point, we just want to say a very big thank you to all our partners. You made this possible, and for that, we're immensely grateful. And till we come your way, same time, same place next week, we just want to say we can build a corrupt-free Nigeria in our lifetime if you join us.